Anyway, Leicester are back on the horse. A good win over Newcastle. Points fest. Defence optional.
Defence was shy. Joe, did you watch the game?
Well, what a game of rugby we had there today. a point. Fuck it.
Mate, reading is hard, mate. That's why you need Miss Good. She'll sort you out.
What a great win for Leicester Tigers there. They were extremely impressive. My man of the match was George Ford. He hit 1 try, 6 conversions and 3 penalties.
He hit 1 try. There's your analysis from Joe Marler.
Mate, I like it.
He hit 1 try.
I get what you're saying, though. So we are warming.
What do you reckon's gone on at Leicester then? I mean, obviously, we didn't get to talk about it last week. Matt O'Connor's gone. Jordan Murphy takes the hot seat. Incidentally, we're going to have Jordan Murphy on the phone, hopefully, in a bit.
Well, we know
weird, though, the sacking after a first game.
Well, we know what's happened, don't we?
I don't
Go on. Come on.
It's mental, isn't it? 1 game in.
Yeah.
But even if the decision had been made before that, it still just doesn't look great. Or it's just a bit weird. You've done all pre-season with him, why don't you just do it back then?
They were looking for any excuse, I think. I think that's the bottom line. And
Really?
I think they were. There was talk in pre-season. There was stuff in the newspaper about discontent amongst the squad, the senior players, and him turning up for work 2 weeks late.
Imagine that, though, your head coach. So because he's got off the plane, from what you hear, he's got off the plane from South Africa, gone straight to Harlequins training. Is that true?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He said, we were in the airport, he said, I'm going to the Stoop today. I said, what for? He said, I'm starting my job. I was like, I hope you don't expect me to come in today because I'm off.
Did you say to him, have a day off or something? Like, just have a day off?
You can't with him. He's full rugby nose, isn't he? So
Yeah. Goes, loves it.
But there's the
anyway,
thing,
back to Leicester.
Matt O'Connor turns up imagine if I turned up 2 weeks late for pre-season.
Yeah.
Or you as a player.
You didn't turn up to pre-season,
I know,
did you?
I know, that would be early for me 2 weeks late, to be honest. But that's the thing, as a head coach, you think, is that right, is it wrong? I know Ben Kay's come out and said the board put in certain stipulations after their review last year. A defensive coach was one of them that they wanted in. They didn't do anything about that. And you kind of look at Leicester and go, it's a bit football-esque to sack him after 1 game from the outside, and the perspective of what rugby is it turned into football? It's horrendous if you're just taking it as a one-off game and sacking him. But the board have said it's not about a one-off game. It's about a process that last year they underperformed. The board put some things in place that they wanted to see that he hasn't taken action on. And then you have that performance. You know, they probably could leave it till, give them a few chances, October. You know, had they played Newcastle with him in charge, would they have still won? Probably. Does that paper over the cracks? So you can actually say to the Leicester board, well done, you've been decisive in, it's the wrong man, get him out. Or the other side of it is, that's brutal. He's given 1 game and he hasn't been given a chance to improve on last year.
I think they've done the right thing. I think that they've had to get rid of him. You can't wait for 4 or 5 games and then you almost write off the first game. So Geordie's in charge now. Jordan Murphy's in charge.
Is he going to stay?
I think he will.
I hope he does, yeah.
I think he will, because I think with Matty O'Connor, you've got to think the coaches that they've had before, Aaron Major, came with great credentials. They've paid him out. They've got rid of him, mutual consent or whatever it is.
Heineken Mayer before that.
Marcelo Lafreda before that.
Give me a high balls.
I kick at the balls. Goody, you kick at the balls. Jim, you not play well against the Irish. You not play. I was doing corporate during the Irish, but that's fine. But